So Joe at Sacramento Hydrographics, as this thread talks about, we're talking about liquid mask, 3M overspray masking liquid. Never used it before, it's the first time. There's your part number 06847. This is some pretty thick stuff. Got to spray with a 1.8 or bigger tip. I used my AccuSpray gun. They say not to use the same gun that you use when you're doing any painting. So basically I used an AccuSpray gun. I swapped my tip that I usually use for my primer. And I'm going to use a fresh tip on it, only for this film. This is what I'm going to be dipping. As you can see, it's kind of a complex tank here. Got things hanging off everywhere. As you can see, I am not as talented as Jim might be, and I couldn't dip this in one dip. So for the sake of experiment, all I'm going to do here is this whole thing's been sprayed. I'm going to wipe off the bottom, and I'm going to dip the bottom. I'm not going to use any masking on the sides. I'm going to let the film come up the sides. Then we'll see if it sprays right off, as I'm hoping it will, or if I'm going to be repainting, stripping and painting and starting over. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so then we're going to be dipping this tank. I went ahead and actually masked off some lines on it. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but just thinking use this as a mask helper, not a mask replacement. I want to keep some lines nice and straight. You got to think as I'm wiping off the liquid mask off the bottom, it's not going to be a solid straight line. I think it's probably best just to use actual masking tape for that. Okay, I'm using the dreaded CF210, which I absolutely cannot stand. Anybody that likes this film, that wants my customers that want it, just let me know and you can have my customers, because this will be the last project I will dip with this stuff. This has been a big project. Okay, I'm down to these two tanks behind me. Fortunately, it's only available in 50 centimeter film. And my project here, my big tank here, is 17.5 inches across the top. So that's a fun one to dip across the top. This other one's not quite as wide. But I found that I can't soak this film for the full 60 seconds like I normally would, so that's why you're not going to hear my timer go off. Interesting. Can't give as much activator as I normally would, or I have an issue for that. Change my gloves here real quick. Actually, I don't need gloves. So, here we go. I'm going to dip the bottom of this tank. I'm going to go ahead and push it in pretty far, just so we really test out the liquid mask. And as you see, I got all up the sides. I don't really want to leave it in my tank, just from the standpoint if I do, I'm afraid all that liquid mass is going to come off of my tank and make a mess of my tank, so I'm going to take it over to my rinse station and go rinse it off, and then I'll show you the result. Okay, so normally I would turn on my recirculating rinse station, but I'm not going to do that for this video, so I can really kind of keep a look at it. I want to see what happens with this liquid mass. So far, looks like it's working pretty good. Yeah, that's good. It does say on the directions to put the water on the liquid mask, let it sit for about a minute, and rinse it off. So far, it looks like it works pretty darn good. We'll see. The water was too hot. You can see it didn't stick to that. Turn around here so you can see the other sides. It's definitely gooey. Try to get it wet enough in here so it just comes right off. Obviously I didn't get it off of this part, so I can see that being the problem. Lucky for me, at the bottom is not even required to dip on this part, but I still want to do it. So I have one part that doesn't look good. So now that I've missed this, I'll take my airbrush, I'll touch that up, and go back and dip it with the sides when I dip the sides. Pattern stuck to the bottom. Okay, so obviously it was pretty effective as far as preserving the parts I didn't want to get.